What is good, y'all? It's your boy Mimstrong, and I'm going to predict every fight on this Prime Misfits card. Alright, we got DTG versus SX. You know what? I'm going with DTG with this one. I saw a little bit of his training. He looks pretty good. Next, we got Astrid Wet versus Alexia Grace. I'm going with Astrid Wet. Got to go with the blonde bombshell. Next, we got the self-proclaimed GOAT, Chase Demore versus Tempo Arts. And you know I got to go with my boy, Chase Demore. Go ahead and get that win, bro. Alright, next we got Wasabi and Nick versus Pineda and my boy, B-Dave. You know what? You can't go against the GOAT. Pineda and B-Dave going to come out with this win. But Wasabi might be able to do something. But you know what? B-Dave's been training really hard. Next we got Nunez versus my mate Nate. I'm going to go with Nunez. He impressed a lot of people on that Kingpin card. Ultimately, he lost to a GOAT who's on this card, King Kenny. So, I think Nunez gets a redemption win right here. Alright, here we go. This is where things get interesting. King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor. Now, if you had asked me this 6 months ago, I would have said Anthony Taylor easily, right? But King Kenny, man, he has been training hard. He looks great. And I think that length might be too much for Anthony Taylor, so I'm going with King Kenny. My bad, Ant. And here we go. We got Salt Poppy versus Slim. We didn't think this was going to get done on this card, but it got done. You know what? This is a tough one. Salt Poppy looks great. Slim looks great. I got Salt Poppy winning this, though. I really do. I think if Slim does win, he's going to have to use that length. So it's going to be a tough one, but ultimately, I think Salt Poppy's going to come out with the win. Alright, so now this is a fight we all kind of been waiting for the last year. Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks. This is a tough one, real tough one. I think, you know, with Waleed getting those 3 knockdowns in the first fight versus Dean the Great, Dean's been training hard, but ultimately, I love storylines, and I think Waleed pulls off the win, and we're going to have to get, you know, a trifecta fight going on between those two. Alright, and now we got our main event. Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. You know what? Beforehand, I think a lot of us chose Logan Paul, but after watching all the press conferences, all the back and forth, I'm going with my boy Dennis. Dennis has promoted the fuck out of this fight, bro. Like, this fight he's been carrying the whole promotion. And I really don't like how Logan's wife is suing. Like, I think that's kind of, it's all is fair in the fight game, especially when you're talking about Misfits. You got to promote that, and he promoted it the way he felt it should be, and it worked. And now the main event, KSI versus Tommy Fury. Now, KSI, they always say, you know, styles make fights, right? But I really think that Tommy Fury does not want to lose this. He doesn't want to hear it from anybody. I think he's been training really hard. I think Tommy Fury will win by decision. I don't have this going by knockout. If it does go by knockout, KSI, because KSI just throws punches from all different directions everywhere. He comes at you pretty crazy. I'm going to have to go with Tommy Fury, though. I think that he's going to show that his technique is going to be strong. I think he's going to stay in the center of the ring and control the fight with his distance and power. So we're going to see what happens. And, hey, do you think that Jake Paul is going to hop in the ring after that fight? Hey, I think he does. I think we finally going to get a face-off between Jake Paul and KSI, and I think we're finally going to get the fight done. And I think that's going to be the biggest fight card. This might be the biggest fight card in influencer boxing so far, but the biggest has yet to come. Because when KSI and Jake Paul fight, that's going to be the biggest card. And I hope to be on that card. I'm 1-0 as an influencer. Go ahead and check me out in my last fight. But yeah, what do you guys think in the comments? Tell me who you think is going to win.